Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a variable that captures whether there's missing data or not. So for your project, you need to make sure that you're only analyzing the cases that have no missing data. So what do I mean by that? If you go to your data set and you look at some descriptive statistics, let's look at the frequencies for these four variables: abortion scale, political views, gender, and religious person, as an example. Okay. And then you look at the frequency tables, you see that for the abortion variable, there's a lot of missing data, right? For the political views, there's not a lot of missing data. So there's about 2,500 people that answered or 2,400 people that answered the question. And similarly for respondent sex, and similarly for religious person. So what we want to do is create a variable that is going to be equal to 1 when there's no missing data. So how do we do that? We go to transform compute variable. We're going to call it inSample. And this part's something new. We're going to say inSample equals 1. And then we go down to this if command. Include if case satisfies condition. So we're going to say that inSample equals 1 if there's no missing data. So there's this thing called missing values, and within this there's missing. Okay. So we're going to add this to our formula. And then we're going to find our abortion scale 2. We plug that in. So if there's no missing data, so if this equals 0, then inSample is going to be equal to 1. Okay. Now let's see how that looks in our data view. So we're going to scroll all the way over, and look, it says if there is data here, this has a 1. If there's a dot, which means missing, then this is also a dot. Okay. So now we also want to make sure it's not missing data for any of the other variables. So we're going to make another variable. And this one's going to be called inSample2 equals 1 if include if case satisfies condition. If inSample, first the original variable, equals 1, and if there's no missing data for our other variables. So missing Paul views, I double clicked, equals 1. And if there's nothing missing for our other variables, R17, missing R17 equals 1, and missing D5 sex equals 1. Continue. Okay. So now let's look again. So inSample2. Oh, I did something wrong. Let me go back and fix it. If inSample1 equals 1 and missing, I meant missing equals 0. Let me fix it. Change existing variable, yes. Okay, so let's double check it now. Now that looks good, right? So mostly it's missing from this abortion scale, but every now and again you see it's also missing for this, and then it's missing for this. Okay, so now if we rerun our analysis and we look at descriptive statistics, okay, one more thing. We need to tell tell SPSS to only look at the cases if the condition is satisfied. So click on if and find in sample 2 equals 1. So that means we're telling SPSS only look at the cases where we have full data. Okay, then we go back here and we see these cross marks. So that means that we're not including case 18 because it's missing data. Now if we look at our frequencies, should still be up there from last time. They should all have the same sample size, 1453, 1453, 1453, and so on. So now if you make your table with descriptive statistics, this is the information that you want to use.